So, you're thinking about going to see the new Captain Marvel movie. Well, chances are there are tons of better captains just hanging around your house already. I am the Game Collector, and this is Second Opinion Games. So today I show you 7 captains that are better than Captain Marvel.
Second Opinion Games.
Captain America and the Avengers is a terrific game for the Sega Genesis. Normally when a game comes out for the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, I gravitate more towards the Super Nintendo version. But the Genesis feels just like the arcade version. There isn't so many bugs and glitches. Sure, it's not as colorful, but it's still a much better played game. Captain America is smooth and awesome. He beats down his foes with Americania vengeance. And he is accompanied by Hawkeye, Vision, and Iron Man. And the fact that Hawkeye is just as good as Vision or Iron Man and Captain America himself in this game means that all the characters have been toned down to be more lifelike and feel more real, even if you are still beating the crap out of tons of enemies and making everyone explode in your wake. But maybe you're thinking, this isn't fair. I want a captain that really stands on his own and doesn't rely on side characters as much. Well, how about Captain Commando was one of Capcom's first mascots. The first time I've ever seen him was in the video game Captain Commando on the Super Nintendo, and immediately was enthralled by his awesomeness. He has energy gloves that can smash the ground and kill nearly everyone around him. He can also shoot electricity or fire out of his bare hands, and he has goggles that can spot criminals up to 2 kilometers away. You see, Captain Commando, with all of his strengths, uses them to fight crimes in intergalactical proportions. He also commands a small ragtag crew of people, but the star is truly Captain Commando here. He can run really fast, take a fall up to 100 meters without getting hurt, and withstand temperatures up to 2 trillion degrees. That makes him one mega kick butt captain. And because he does it all in the name of justice, means that he's a lot better than Captain Marvel. But maybe you were more interested in Captain Marvel just because she can move really fast. Well, then maybe you should turn to Captain Falcon. Is not only an expert racer in the F-Zero series, but he's also an intergalactic bounty hunter. That means he can run down the universe's most deadly people and creatures, and he can do so with his own matter of justice. And how does he do so? With, of course, his epic Falcon Punch, which he screams as he throws his fist every single time he does it. And when he unleashes his ultimate power, he can send his enemies flying through the sky super far away from him, which means he has to then drive towards them really, really fast all over again in order to capture them. However, when he does finally catch up with them, they're probably dead, or at the very least, really, really in a coma on their way to being dead. So, you know, justice is served.
Welcome back! Welcome back! Welcome back!
But maybe you like Captain Marvel because she has an alter ego, Coral Divers, that is a fighter jet pilot, in which I would say I don't think that's hers actual name, and because the writers and the actress playing the part can't give any actual life to Captain Marvel, well then I'm sure as heck not gonna go as far as to remember the character's name. So maybe you really like those fighter jets, in which case I would just turn to Captain Skyhawk is a video game for the NES, and the lead character is an insanely good fighter jet pilot, flying an experimental F-14 and shooting down tons of alien technology. The game moves extremely fast, and I know that he is a better pilot than Carl Danvers because, first of all, it's clearly a man, and we all know men can fly a lot better than women. And second of all, is because if you could take an F-14 and fly it into outer space and still manage to dock with a space station, well, not only is that nearly an impossible feat, or completely impossible feat, but also that means you are a terrific pilot. Also, willing to take on entire alien forces by yourself with no superpowers other than your awesome skills and reaction time? Well, that's truly epic. But maybe you like Captain Marvel because of the cartoony atmosphere. In which case, maybe I would just turn to Captain Crunch. I used to tape my Saturday morning cartoons as a kid on the old VHS, and because I did so, I have plenty of Captain Crunch cartoons to watch anytime I want. Now he tries to sell you little yellow pellets of crunchy goodness that are just full of sugar and possibly have some vitamins in here. And just like Captain Marvel, it's uncertain whether or not he is truly a captain. However, he is really interesting and full of character, and the internet has given him far more character. Matter of fact, I rather read semi-erotic fan fiction about him and Toady the Tiger swabbing each other's poop deck than go see Captain Marvel. That's just how good it is.
I better show him we're friendly. Here's Snollygoster, some good old Captain Crunch cereal. A sweet, crisp, and delicious part of a nutritious breakfast. There now. Don't you just love Captain Crunch? I meant the cereal, actually.
Captain Crunch cereal from Quaker.
But maybe you like Captain Marvel because you're not quite sure what it is. It has a flat butt like a 13-year-old boy, but turns out Captain Marvel's a girl. So maybe you connect with the character because you're not sure what type of gender it is. Well, in that case, there's Captain Toad made his way to the Wii U as Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, and he is a genderless fungi that can barely speak any English, but still manages to show more emotion than Captain Marvel. He has plenty of weaknesses, as he can't jump, and he dies by getting hit by pretty much anything, which means that he has to overcome something every time he scores a victory. And you know, that's what filmmakers and video game makers have figured out over the past 50 to 100 years or so, that if your main protagonist has to overcome a major challenge, it makes it far more rewarding in the end, which makes this game a lot more rewarding than watching Captain Marvel. But maybe what you like about Captain Marvel is the fact that she's sort of kid-friendly. Well, in that case, let me introduce you to Captain Novolin. Was a video game that came out for the Super Nintendo, and it was distributed to children's hospitals, teaching kids how to eat right and check their insulin levels, and properly adapt to their environments. That means he saved hundreds, if not thousands of lives, or at the very least, made their lives a little bit better. His mission to save little kids and make the world a better place just makes all of us feel better. And the fact that he had real life ramifications, unlike Captain Marvel that people are going to see and think, man, this is pretty heavy-handed and I'm not going to care too much about this at all. Captain Noverland actually changed people's lives. Sure, the game isn't super fun, but it is rather educational. Captain Noverland actually helped change the world to make it a better place, even if it was for a very small, select group of kids. And that's why he is so much better than Captain Marvel. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, what the heck is wrong with you? This isn't something that I normally do. It's just after watching Captain Marvel, I thought this was so horrible. I'd rather have been home playing my video games. So if you too would rather be playing video games, then send me a message and let me know what video games you want me to review in the future. I'll be happy to do so, and I'll be happy to actually answer you, unlike some of the other big YouTubers out there. So until later, I will see you again, guys.
Did that hurt?